Okay, hello everyone. It's great to have you all on board. It's another time with Tutor.io, the enthusiastic tutor, and in today's tutorial, it's going to be a continuation on the course POL301, and just like we all know how things have been done, the class is expected to be interactive. Perhaps there's anything you want to ask question about, you can always use the comment section to notify me. There's something I had said you don't understand. You can always use the comment section to notify me, and I can quickly talk about that. So today we are taking the course POL 301, and it's actually a very interesting course. We've been taking some we've had some topics treated already on the course retrospectively, and in view of that, it's going to be a continuation today. And I think I have the comment section buzzing already. Okay, wonderful. I have Mrs. Regina on the line on the stream. Says, good afternoon. So, good evening, sir. Also, good evening, Mrs. Regina. How's your health? Trust you're getting better. Uh, Miss Rose, good evening, sir. Good evening, Mr. Joe. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Miss Rose. Good afternoon. All right, Elias Yomi, are you taking this course? I thought this is not one of your courses, but you are welcome to be here. And we have Tasha Z. It's good to have you all on board. And so, without further ado, I want to let us understand something very quickly about this course, how important this course is to the level, all right, you have. All right, I want to quickly emphasize on how important this course is to this particular level. All right, and one thing you need to understand is that this is the course that enables you to register for your research. All right, register for your project, your research work in your 400 level. All right, now if you don't pass this course well, just wanting to emphasize on how important this course is to your graduating or to your completing this program. If you don't pass this course well, trust me, you will not be allowed to register for your project next section. All right, very, very important. I think for me, it was part 305. It's my research. Yeah, before you take your research work, before you do your research in the university, you are expected to take a course, all right, called research methodology. So for political science, it is part 301. For POL 301. For me, then it was part 305, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So for each of the departments, you are expected to take a course. Now the course is to prepare you for your research work. All you need to know about how to structure your project work, how to structure your research work, how to go about your project. You have to learn it in this course. And after you learn it, go through the course, write the exam. You are expected to come out with flying colors, so you can be certified. So if you write this course, take this course, and you do so well in this course, automatically you are certified. Now, please notice today, note down the date. Whenever you are going to take up your project in the next section, you'll be asked to present your list of your results for this semester, just to confirm if you have taken this course and you passed it. Please note that. So what am I trying to say? That this particular course is one course you want to take very serious, you want to take to heart. All right, you're expected to take all your courses to heart, but this course in particular, it has a lot to do with your research work. And trust me, you cannot graduate if you do not do your research work in any program you are doing in your BSc. So we're going to be taking researchables in today's class, and it's something we are going to find interesting. So for those of us who are new to the stream, let's ensure to smash the like button, as well as use the comment section to let us know where you're streaming from. And also, for those of us who haven't joined the private class, perhaps it might interest you to join the private class. All you need to do is just reach out to our official website, www.tutorio.net, and find the WhatsApp button on the top right hand corner, and use the WhatsApp button to send us a direct message, and you'll be guided into the private class. So with this being said, let's up into let's up into things. Okay. So now we have researchables. Now, when we talk about researchables, researchables. Now, when we talk about researchables, very important, you bear in mind that we are talking about choosing your researchables. We are simply talking about the approaches to choosing research topics. Okay? Now, this course is not just theoretical, all right? It has a lot to do with practicality. Okay? It has a lot to do with practicality. When I say practicality, talking about it has a lot to do with reality. All right? You are in your 400 level, you've passed your course in 300 level, you've passed this course well in 300 level and in your 400 level, and you register for your research work. As at last 2 years, it was 25,000 naira. I don't know how much it is now. Just that course alone, 25,000 naira. Register for that. It's a 6 unit course, your project. So you are expected to present 3 researchable topics. We are going somewhere. So we're talking about the approaches of choosing. Approaches of choosing. Choosing what? Research topics. Choosing research topics. Very important. Okay? It will be disastrous. It will be a disaster if you have a research topic that you cannot research on, or you don't have enough resources to do your research on your topic. It will be very disastrous. And that's why your project supervisor will even ask you, this topic you are presenting, do you have the resources on this topic? All right. Can you provide all that is required to go for these topics? That's why we are given the opportunity of presenting. Okay, then it was actually 4. Yeah, it was. I presented 4 topics, and I remember my supervisor asking me, "Do I have the resources? Which one?" He even gave me the opportunity of choosing which one do you even have the resources for. I said, "Okay, this I have the resources. This I'm working on it. This I don't have at all. But if you insist, I go for it, and I can work on it. But this particular one, I have 80% of the resource available." All right. So now you want to consider certain things when choosing your research topics. Okay? You want to consider certain things. That's why we talk about researchables. So you want to consider certain things when choosing your researchables. So now when we talk about researchables, we are simply talking about, all right, topics you can research on or problems you can research on to provide solutions or improve upon. Okay. Okay. Wonderful. Believing it's great to have you on board. So now, we want to talk about the approaches, in as much as you have it in mind, that the approaches to choosing your researchables. Then you also need to talk about, now you understand that you need to understand, now that you understand that, yes, you have to have resources to your research topics. All right. Resources to, let's just abbreviate that as research topics. Now that you understand that, so you want to talk about the techniques. Okay. Under this approach, you understand that yes, any research topic I'm going for, I must have resources. All right. Everything required to provide enough. All right. Enough to go about this question. So you want to consider the techniques of choosing your research topics. Okay. Now that you have it at the back of your mind that I cannot start my research and run out of resources or suddenly stop halfway. It is not possible. It is something that I will start and I must finish. So now you want to talk about the techniques of choosing your research topics. You want to talk about the techniques of choosing your research topics. Okay. So now when we talk about the techniques, So we have the technique of choosing. Okay, the techniques of choosing your research topic. So under these techniques, you want to scrutinize certain things. Okay, scrutinize certain things. What are these things you need to scrutinize? So let's put it this way. Okay, we have the background study. Any research topic you are going for, you need to ask yourself this question: do I have access? All right, do I have the resources to the background study of this topic? Okay, so we have BJ, background studies. Do I have access to the background study of this topic? Okay, now it is necessary to do what we call background reading of the topic. You need to discuss the topic with assigned supervisor. Remember when I said something that my supervisor asked me categorically, do you have the resources, all right, to this topic? Now look at what it says here. It says you must discuss the topic with assigned supervisor. Yes, definitely. When you are writing your project, you will be assigned a supervisor. And the good thing is that most of all the supervisors, they are becoming digital in the sense that gone are those days your supervisor will be in Kaduna and you are in Lagos. So you have to travel down to Kaduna to go and meet your supervisor. No. Most of all the supervisors now just tell you, mail it to me. All right. It might be stressful, all right, and it might come up. Other things might come, might be involved. But I mean, for your supervisor to be in Kano and in Lagos here, and it says just mail it. Even though you are mailing him, you are getting a charge card or something to go through the mail just to assess your research work. It's not bad because by the time you consider spending transport to go there, the stress and everything. I mean, so you need to discuss with your supervisor, with your assigned supervisor, the the topic you are choosing. All right, in order to avoid choosing unresearchable topic. So now, just like in the case of my supervisor asking me, do I have the resources to this particular topic? All right, so he's giving me the opportunity to express myself so that he is not just presented with 4 topics and unfortunately he chooses the one I don't have enough resources on, and I eventually or unfortunately get stuck. All right, so there's an opportunity for a rapport between the student, which is the researcher, and the assigned supervisor, just to be sure that you have, all right, the resources to the chosen topics or approved topic by the supervisor so that you don't get to choose unresearchable topics. All right, so we have background study. Then we also have past research work. Past research work. Now, research project reports produced by students in previous year will help you gain insight into the style and standard of your research. Now, I said something about resource. We settled the fact that yes, you have the resources to the research work. So now you also need to consider the fact that this particular topic that I've chosen, have other students in the past written about it. All right. So these are things you need to consider. If I go to the library today, the National University Library, the e-library, will I be able to get resources? If I reach out to my friends, okay, power energy has been restored is a good word. If I reach out to my friends, will I be able to get resources? If I reach out to my seniors in these departments, will I be able to get resources from them? Has anybody ever written about this particular topic? How easy or how easily or how possible it is for me to get resources on this topic? All these things you need to consider when you are taking a topic. Is very, very important. The last thing you ever want to witness, the last thing you ever want to experience is you get stuck when you're writing your project Don't ever get stuck. That's why we are talking about researchables. That's the last thing you ever want to witness. For you to get stuck when you're doing your research work, it can be very frustrating. Note that no matter how friendly your supervisor is, he will never reduce the standard. Why? Because at the end of your research work, he is going to pen his name on it. And whoever see that research and see it as washy or washy or below standard, he will ask questions. Who was the supervisor that supervised this project? And it's a big slap on a professor's face for him to have supervised a project that is below standard. So even though they are friendly, they are nice, they will not reduce the standard. And that's why they will ask you, this project you have, this research topic you have presented, do you have the resources to do it? So they will guide you, they will not be there to guide you. But that guiding will be ineffective if you run out of funds. Funds in the sense that if you run out of resources. So after understanding fully well that you have resources on the topic, then you also need to be sure that you can get past work on that particular topic. You can go online and search for past work. You can go online, you can go to the library and search for past research on that particular topic you have chosen. Okay, so we have past research work. Then the third one, we have personal interest. Okay, now it is interesting that you find your study area interesting. Are we together? And that area is enough about the topic that is challenging for you. This will act as a motivation and sustain you through any problem you encounter. Now, one thing you need to understand here is that when you are doing your research work, ensure that it is something that you can you can make your input. Okay, it is a topic that you can easily make your input in the sense that it is not something that is above you. It is not something that is totally above your capacity. So you have personal interest, something that interests you, a topic, all right, that interests you personally. All right. So this will even make your research work interesting. It's not make it boring. It's not make it robotic. All right. So as you are doing your work, your voice is counting. Your voice counts as you are doing your thing. Okay. Just a moment. So are we getting the whole thing? Are we getting the whole thing? Okay. Yes. Wonderful. Wonderful. Just a moment. I just need to connect this very quickly. Now that energy is restored, we've been powering a lot of things with the power plant. Now that the energy is restored, I think we can take advantage of that. So now we have that. So the next one we want to consider very quickly before we move to the next one is how feasible is the topic. All right. So we have feasibility. Feasibility. Now, there's something called in business as an entrepreneur, we call it feasibility. And adjust the camera from my end. Right. Okay. So now I think yes, we are back online and we may proceed. Okay. So now we are talking about feasibility. As I was explaining, I said as a business person, as an entrepreneur, you want to go into a business, you want to first conduct your feasibility study. And what does it mean by feasibility studies? Is enough to have facts on papers is good. I mean, to some extent, relatively okay. But irrespective of these facts, statistics on paper, as a person, you want to start a business, you need to be as real as you can. And what do I mean by that? You have a targeted audience. Every business does. So you want to go to your market, your prospective market. You want to go there in person or you want to send your representative. All right. Find out this product we want to launch. What are the chances that we will do well? All right, on a long run. Definitely, there's something we call product life cycle. When it's being introduced, you're not getting passionate, but it's getting in the market. Then gradually it grows, all right? You begin to get passionate, it gets to its apex, and it comes down again, maturity, and it dies. But definitely, you want to go into the market, that targeted market. You want to find out who are your competitors, who are your audience. Chances that 90% of these people are going to buy your product. Understand what the competitors are not doing well, improve upon their weakness, and make your product better than your competitors' product. All this, you're doing it in person representative. All this is called feasibility studies. Okay, so you want to, Mrs. Regina, is it better now? Please, can we confirm that? Can you hear me now, Mrs. Regina? Okay, please let's confirm that if it's stable now. Okay, wonderful, wonderful. Oh, wonderful. Yes, so we can continue. Very well then. So now let's continue. So having said this, we can now proceed to what we refer to as the next one. So these are the things, the techniques of choosing your research topic. These are the things you must bear in mind. The background study, the past research work, you must have personal interest, and you should be, this feasibility study is even very, very important because of your questionnaire. All right, there will be a point when you're doing your research, you need to share your questionnaire loud and clear. Thank you very much for that. I really appreciate that. So now let's continue. Okay, so now we've talked about 4 points. So very quickly, I want us to talk about the scope of research problem. Now that you understand all of this, it doesn't eliminate totally that you will not encounter some problem. It is a normal thing. So let's bear in mind the scope of the problem that you are possibly or that you will possibly encounter. Okay, let's quickly talk about the scope of problems you will possibly encounter doing your research work. Okay, so now, so let's have we. I think I need to erase this. Okay, that was the thing from network. I think we are back now, stable. So for those of us who are just joining the stream, like I said earlier, let's ensure to join the private class. This semester will be fully short, and you don't want to waste further time. You want to take advantage of everything we are offering this semester. So very quickly, I want us to talk about the scope of problem. Hmm. What are the problems that you possibly encounter? Scope of research problem. Scope of research problem. Very first thing we have here is called depth. Now, when we say depth, Your research topic will need to offer sufficient depth to allow you to show off your skills. Now, you need to avoid choosing a well worked area over one that you feel is likely to provide easy results. If it will not allow you to demonstrate advanced skills, what are we saying in essence? You need to be as detailed. Now, you are not trying to copy and paste other people's work. You are either, it's divided into two, providing a solution to a challenge slash problem, or you are improving on what has existed. So now you are providing an answer. You are providing a solution. You are providing a solution to a problem. It is not going to be wishy-washy. It's not going to be superficial. You need to be as detailed. You need to be as intentional. You need to take time to explain everything according to proof. You want to be as detailed and intentional about everything you are doing. And if you are improving upon what has existed, you feel it is not effective enough. And doing that, you need to go in depth. It's more of intensive, all right? Intensive work. Okay. So you might have issues if care is not taken. If you don't have enough resources, you don't have enough at your disposal, you might come across debt and you might just repurpose, you might end up repurposing or repeating or paraphrasing what has been. Your work will not be original. So for your work to be original and effective, you have to, it must be better than what has existed, or it must be new. And when it becomes new, I'm sure providing answer or solution to a particular problem. So some of the other problem you can encounter is money problem. I think that is self-explanatory. Everything requires everything that requires investigation. It has financial implication. So apart from even making that payment in the study center, you are doing your project, you will spend money. You will spend money. So you must bear that, have that in mind. Okay, is it better now? Can you hear me now? Okay, yeah. So apart from the fact that you paid the 25,000 in your study center, which I don't know how much it costs now, you still need to keep aside some amount of money to finance. All right, you need to keep aside some amount of money to finance your project work. So it has financial implications you want to also consider. Okay, now that's one of the problems, that's one of the issue you will encounter. I think I need to adjust this a little bit. Our time is fast spent, so let's move at a little bit fast pace now. So we have time, all right? You need time too. Time, time, okay? Finding a topic can also be a problem. Time. All right. Getting a researchable topic. All right. And cooperation from your targeted population. Don't forget that your research, you definitely consider a population. So we have cooperation from targeted population. We'll explain that better when we get there. So now let's just move on. Let's talk about certain things. So we want to quickly consider the sources, okay, of researchable topics. Some of the sources of researchable topics. Now the very first one we have here is literature. You want to consider, all right, literary work. Okay, you want to consider literary work, the likes of journals, books, literature. All right, we have journals, we have books, okay, magazines, research, reports of research, magazine, etc. Okay, personal experience. Remember we said you must have interests. Personal experience as well is also there. And we have expertise. All right, probably what you are searching on is your field of, my research then. I actually choose, my area of study was industrial, oh my goodness, I'm trying to remember very quickly. Okay, I know I remember now. All right, but my area of study, area of concentration, that's my area of concentration, yes. It was basically a field that I know a lot about. Hospitality industry, yes. My area of concentration there was hospitality industry. Case study. Yes, that's what I'm actually looking for. Case study. We have hospitality industry. My case study was hospitality industry. So I am very, very versatile in that field. So it was easy for me to put things together based on research and expertise. Okay, so expertise. And I was also able to talk to some of my boss. I was able to meet some of my superior, and I was able to give them some of my questionnaires, seek for their opinions and advice, and that from their well of experience as well. So it was that easy for me to put up things together. Okay, so now very quickly, let's move straight to okay. So now let's quickly talk about the components. No, I don't want us to talk about components. It's a topic on its own. I don't want us to touch that in a rush. So let me just highlight that, because this is where we have the structure of your project or your research work, that component. So I don't want us to start that now. It's something that we can do in the class on its own. Okay, something that we can do in the class on its own. Okay, so just to call it wrap for here for today. So let's take this and okay, so very quickly, let's just take this. Evaluating research topic. Okay, evaluating. Now you have your research topic. You need to evaluate it. And how do you evaluate it? There are two main types of relevance to check when evaluating your research topic. The very first one is the relevance of the researcher area of discipline and usefulness of research. So we want to talk about evaluating research topic. Just two things: specialization and relevance. usefulness. Let's just put it like that. I said something the other time. Interest matters a lot. You don't do a research work that you are not interested in. All right. So relevance of the researcher area of discipline. Your discipline, your area of discipline, your choice of research work matters a lot. All right. Specialization to determine how far you can go with your research work and how useful, all right, is your research work to the community, to your organization, or even to your area of specialization. Very, very important. So let's call it wrap here for today. And I want to give us an assignment very quickly. This will be the second assignment. I gave out the first assignment the other day. Mrs. Regina, I haven't gotten your assignment. I got a couple of some, but I did not get your assignment. But I understand that you are just trying to do this. It's not easy. Continue your medical challenge, but if you can attend to this assignment, to be okay as well. So it's not going to be a very serious one anyway. So we have assignment. This will be O2. Now, in a nutshell, I want you to talk about I want you to talk about what you understand, all right, by research, by a research work, its relevance and usefulness. So you don't have to write 500 words or 3,000 words. In a nutshell, what do you understand by a research work, its relevance and usefulness? So thank you very much. Here is where we call it a wrap. And I believe you all have been able to gain something in today's class. So please, let's ensure to submit our assignment and do the needful. All right, just go straight to the group and submit the assignments. Use your phone to take a picture of where you have solved, all right, where you have written your answer, and drop it in the group. Thank you very much, Mrs. Regina. Thank you, Mr. Day. Thank you, Mr. Immaculate, and every other person that is on the stream that have refused to use the comment section to say hi. Okay. Now we can call it wrap here, and do have a wonderful evening. And those of you that want to join the private class, like I said earlier, all you need to do is just go to our official website and use the WhatsApp button corner. Our website is www.tutor.net. Do have a wonderful evening, and bye for now.